There could be lots of reasons to evacuate in some future storm, including extended power outages and rainwater flooding. But since Katrina, the Corps of Engineers has made significant improvements in New Orleans defenses. John Snell shows us that in this view from above.
A virtual civil engineering fortress.
The city skyline looms in the distance over an engineering marvel.
Interestingly, the Great Wall is about 26 feet above the level of the water here.
What locals dubbed the Great Wall of New Orleans, or if you prefer, St. Bernard. The massive 2-mile-long lake-borne storm surge barrier designed to knock down a Katrina-sized wall of water.
It is large enough to drive fairly large trucks across.
Engineer H.J. Bosworth of levees.org takes it all in from high above. Some of the world's largest flood defense structures, and some of them in relatively remote areas.
They are very much out of sight.
A Google Earth map shows the two superhighways of storm surge in Katrina. The Mississippi River Gulf Outlet, the Mr. Go, and the Gulf Intracoastal Waterway, along with the catastrophic V shape they formed. Bosworth says like tilting a cake pan full of water into one corner, dropping it onto St. Bernard Parish and the lower Ninth Ward.
Taking the Mississippi Sound, shoving it into Lake Borgne, and shoving Lake Borgne into that corner.
On the city side of the wall, giant steel piles run at a slope to help anchor the wall in place.
Right now you see the barge gate and the ship gate.
Levees obliterated in Katrina have been completely rebuilt. Floodgates now close off the Industrial Canal and the outfall canals at Lake Pontchartrain, where new pump stations will operate during tropical events. In Katrina, the canals were wide open. On the West Bank, the Corps built new levees and the world's largest drainage pumping station. As massive as these new structures are, the system has its limits. It guards against the 100-year storm, or the storm with a 1% chance of happening in any given year. Given what we now know about the city's crippled pumps, it's important to point out the system is designed to guard against surge. It has nothing to do with the kind of rain that fell during Hurricane Harvey. One trouble spot, the I-10 outside the levee at Irish Bayou, just before the new twin-span bridge. With an elevation of only feet above the normal level of the lake, it could go under during the late stages of an evacuation.
There's a very, very vulnerable spot.
Bosworth acknowledges the skeptics who find it hard to believe the Corps of Engineers could, in general terms, fix a system that failed so miserably 12 years ago.
There was a lot of criticism after the flood that, hey, the Dutch, you know, a small country of 16 million people, have these beautiful structures. Why don't we have them?
This generally glowing critique from an unlikely source.
I trust the system, and I'm the Corps' biggest critic.
John Snell, Fox 8 News.
Bosworth is concerned about the shoddy quality of some of the temporary pumps installed at the outfall canals in New Orleans. The same type of pumps installed in St. Bernard have already required expensive repairs.